Happy Power Rangers Day. It is. The last day is Power Rangers Day.
Test, 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 test.
Good morning,
Hello.
everyone.
Hello, hello.
Awesome. Love it.
We appreciate
Good
you
morning.
coming. I know there's Cosmic Fury going on, but it is what it is. Okay, there you
Nice.
go.
Nice.
Put the check on it.
It's crazy.
It's right there.
They gave no warning on that Cosmic Fury panel.
Nope.
No.
So,
Dino
yeah.
Fury. Yeah.
Yeah, so it is what it is. But yeah. Yeah, like I feel like they won't even say anything if we run it a little bit more. So, I'm just wait a little bit for for people saying that. So, see, they're excited because they should have came to the other part. They should have came here. Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
let me get a. Okay, there we go. No, yeah. Okay. Um. Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
could answer. Yeah. I believe so.
Yeah, it's gonna be a season 3. The way the last time they did that was MMPR,
Yeah.
where they did 3 seasons and they just transitioned to
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know exactly how this. I mean, I haven't watched really most of it. I just watched part of the first season, so I don't know if they're going. I mean, I guess they're going through a space route, so that kind of works with the whole thing. If they do Kira Major, if they do that, which it could be a possibility. It's like, hey, we don't need to audition more people, so that way we could just get the same group. That's it. So, yep, because Hasbro likes being cheap right now. So, eh. But yeah. So okay, we'll get kind of get it started, I guess. So, hi, my name is Ivan, aka Deca, aka Deca Nova, aka Jam and Red, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, so that's me, and on my right I have.
Patrick Sky. I've been in the community for over 10 years. I portray the role of Tommy Oliver in Shattered Connections and in Chronicles of the Master Morpher.
Mhm. And oh,
Can you hear me now?
there you
All right,
go.
there we go. So let's start this over. My name is Patrick Sky. I've been cosplaying and in the community, attending conventions as guest judge, host, convention guest as well for over the past 10 years. I've portrayed the role and still portraying the role of Tommy Oliver in Shattered Connections on Henshin Squad YouTube channel, as well as Chronicles of the Master Morpher, which is a new miniseries that we've collaborated on as well, in between Shattered Connections episodes. It takes us on the journey of Tommy Oliver experimenting with the Master Morpher. How did he master it? Did he have any quirks in between trying to perfect it? How are they merging these all these powers together? All the way leading up to Ninja Steel, how he's already mastered it and he's able to toggle back and forth between all his previous powers.
Mhm. Mhm. All right, and on to my left is.
I'm Courtney Menzel, and I play Jammin' Gold slash Ray in Jamingers, and really excited to be here.
There you go. There you go. So yeah, all right. So we're here today to talk about a lot of things. They're mostly around Henshin Squad, of course. That's the name of the panel. But we also have a lot of cool things that we definitely like to talk about. So I'm gonna let Patrick talk more about our projects, our Ranger projects, and his projects as well.
Have anyone seen Shattered Connections yet? Bit of it.
Then you should.
And what do you guys think so far? Really good.
Mhm.
Good. So Shattered Connections is pretty much, it's a mix throughout the seasons, which we'll be traveling to, and it's this villain who is posing as different villains throughout the seasons, but we haven't seen the actual mastermind behind it all. So we started off at MMPR. We've incorporated parts of the comic books, introducing Lord Draken in there. And then we're currently filming the next episode for episode 3, which is Dino Thunder themed. which is going to be a build up. If we've seen the first two so far, we've seen MMPR. We're filming Dino Thunder, so we're on a theme here. Exactly, we're on a Dino theme here. So there will be a lead to that on what takes us afterwards. So a lot of great stuff is coming in for Shattered Connections. We're very excited for it, and then of course Chronicles of the Master Morpher, which is going to be in between there.
So, yeah, we definitely have a lot of cool stuff with our Ranger content, and yeah, we've definitely been working hard on it. Done a whole lot. Possibly Shattered Connections Part 2 was definitely a good video that got us wanting to do more. It took a long time, to do, and then we got everybody together, like everybody just flying down, everybody getting their cosplays together and just shooting, and we got it done in that whole that whole weekend, and that was pretty crazy, all over the place, trying to make sure everything was good. So yeah, and that's like the continuation with Dino Thunder. It's gonna be even better, because now that we have the experience in doing more of those films, and I think you guys are definitely gonna like seeing like what we have planned, and a lot of other things are going to be connected as well. Like there's other things that we definitely want to definitely connect through all these things with other seasons that we definitely have really some great ideas for.
And part 2 did about, I think, 2.4 million views. So we're hoping to break that with Dino Thunder. Dino Thunder is a fan favorite, and it's a personal fan favorite of mine and others within the group. So we just want to make sure that we're doing Dino Thunder justice, while adding in our blend of our originality to it too. So we're hoping to break that 2.4 mil. Of course, with you guys' support, every view, every like, every share, every comment goes a long way. So just keep on sharing, keep on posting, and keep on supporting.
Yeah, definitely everything helps out. Like when we're building stuff, even on Patreon, we're posting a lot of the behind the scenes stuff and doing everything so that way we can show the community like, yeah, we're doing a whole lot. So that's way, and that way we can continue on more series, because yeah, like I said, we have so many plans, but it's just the timing and just like the planning. It can go all over the place, but it's still exciting stuff that definitely you guys, I see that you guys really like it. So anything Power Ranger related, we're always down to do. So.
And Lord Draken isn't the only one from the comics that maybe make an appearance. Not the only one.
Yeah. So anything that's pretty much out there, we'll definitely try to tackle. We'll definitely try to make some really cool like mentions and some cameos that we kind of want to do. So it all depends on everybody's support. So if everybody just watches, that gives us more opportunity to be like, okay, let's add this, let's add that. So I know me and him kind of like we'll message back and forth and just be like, oh, what if we add this? Like he did. Like, what if we did this? Like, let's add this. Let's put more stuff on my plate.
We'll have about like exchange like voice notes like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, just sharing ideas of what do you think about adding this in, or what if we alter it this way. And it's just that's the way it is. As long as you're passionate about it and you're surrounding yourself with positive people that share the same amount of passion, bouncing back and forth, it shows in the product. If you're passionate about your product and you give it your all in there, you'll see that. Because when you watch the videos, you can tell the difference between someone who's kind of halved it versus giving it their all, and you can tell in regards to the quality of it. It doesn't have to be a high budget. It can be just a couple of $1,000 in there, and it can look better than what you would see on the big screen itself. So very excited for more episodes for Shattered Connections.
So okay, so now I'm gonna pass it on to Courtney, and she's gonna explain her projects.
Yeah, so I came on and was really super interested in Ray and Tanner / Gem and Silver's story, and wondered what was their time before Earth, before they came to recruit the Core 5, and that spiraled and snowballed into, oh, here's this 6-part prequel web series of starting when Ray and Tanner begin their process of becoming Jamingers. And at that time, Master Decibel has destroyed Orchestra. So they're now on this refugee planet under the watchful eyes of their mentors, Maestro and Ella, and going through the process of them becoming Jamingers, and it being an opportunity where we can dive deeper with these characters that sometimes you don't always see in the Power Ranger fandom. Of you have these archetypical characters, but who are they really? And when do they not present as they usually do? And why have they chosen the paths that they've come? So we'll be working on, we've been strongly in development, myself and Justin Nadaringrat. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great. We've been heavy in development since January, and I have a team of 7 writers, and it'll be 6 episodes total, and we are about 4.5 way through writing, and we plan to shoot the first episode in early 2023, so hopefully January or February. And I have now fully cast it, so that's really exciting. And thank you. And so that announcement will be coming. A lot more will be coming. The full title is Jamingers, an Overture of Gold and Silver. And like I said, it follows their journey and is a moment to dive deeper and honor the fandom while also pushing its boundaries and pushing the form.
Yeah, definitely a lot of cool things that she's shown me. She's like, yeah, so I'm like very, excited to see myself and very proud of them that they're working on something. And while we haven't mentioned a whole lot in the lore about the lore, there's going to be a lot of questions answered through her series. That way, it can fill in the gaps of like who are they, who like how do the powers work, where do they come from, so that way we can kind of make that happen, and hopefully soon we can release more info. That way, that's why we tell people definitely check out like our Instagram, definitely check out our YouTubes. Well, mostly on Instagram because we're more active there, but we definitely want to start posting like bios about the characters, and that way people can get to know them more. Maybe like little promos for themselves. So definitely, definitely a good time, definitely a good thing to see. So, anything?
I encourage to follow the Henshin Squad page and all their outlets attached, because it's pretty much a home for us to host and provide you guys with this content and these videos and these behind the scenes, because as I'm a collaborator with Henshin Squad, they've been nothing but welcoming in regards to ideas that I may have. And trust me, I take these ideas to a crazy level. I mean, we were talking about the power cannon in episode 1. Like, let's do it. Let's incorporate them all. I mean, if we're gonna give the fans what they want, do everything all in one shot, so we don't go back and say, well, I wish I did this, or we wish we did that. If you have an opportunity, fully take it 100%.
Yeah, so definitely like
cough cough Zords next time.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things that we can do, and I think this should be a video itself, just explaining on how like stuff works out, like budgeting stuff, planning, all this stuff, because it's like it's one thing that TV shows like Power Rangers have the abundancy and like the group of people, like hundreds of people like kind of working on the show. It's like for us it's just probably like 20-30 people that are like that doing like that, or like, and then 5 to 10 people kind of like planning all this stuff out, or depending on the video. And then I personally am the one that's making the costumes, so that kind of gets us a little bit like okay, we can save some money there, but that's still a lot of work hours. I think making 5 suits, they saw me, I was making 5 suits in a span of like 3 days or like a week, and I had no sleep, so I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't do that to myself, but hey, we got to do it, or anything like that. Making the helmets, making things like that. But also, that's just one of the things. Then you have editing, you have composing the music, filming, photography, all these things that benefit the whole series in general. So definitely like that. So we appreciate it when everybody comments, when people comment, when people like our stuff and share it. Like, I love seeing it. That's what I was seeing this whole weekend, that everybody liked the idea. The Jamingers, the same thing with Shattered Connections, and then all the other series that we have planned. So it's just amazing. So that way, that keeps us kind of going. So, but
Any questions that you guys may have, anything you're curious about of Jamingers or Shouted Connections, Chronicles, or anything that you would like to see?
we'll take requests. We'll take anything. oh, uh,
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm. Mhm.
Hmm.
yeah. there you go. She can answer. You can
Yeah.
answer.
So the plan with Overture of Gold and Silver is we're going to shoot the first episode, and then I estimate from 30 days from when we finish wrapping to be fully edited. And the plan is to take that episode like a pilot and pitch it to investors, streaming services, production companies, all of that. And hopefully that goes well. But of course, like, this is my passion and my project, and like, I never took my Red Ranger costume off as a kid. So now, like, going around in the gold suit is just childhood dream come true. So it's going to be made regardless of what happens distribution. But I won't be able, because I also want to hit the film festival circuit with it as well, then it can't go on YouTube yet. But we'll definitely release teaser trailers, behind the scenes. There will be footage you can see, and then the goal for the remaining 5 episodes would be to crowdfund after that. And the plan would be to crowdfund episode by episode if it doesn't get picked up and other investors come on board.
Yeah.
So it's coming, and it's going to be very, very sweet when it does.
Nice.
You had a question
Yeah.
behind you. Sorry, I'll go to next to you. So you had a question? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, so I could give a short synopsis of what Jamingers is. So Jamingers is a music team based Sentai team that's based off of a Super Sentai and Power Rangers that it revolves around music. I started creating the concept art. I guess you can call it a concept art, but it's more like a doodle for me. But in high school, back in 2012, um, and so I designed it there, and it just was I loved music. I was in a show choir. I was doing all these things, and I was like, there hasn't been, even then back then, like, there hasn't been a music theme like series of Power Rangers or even Super Sentai. I don't know why they went. Now they're like 4 seasons of dinosaurs, or like 3 seasons of ninjas. Like, where's that? Where was that season? So I developed it a little bit, and then it just became like an idea. And then once I went to the last PMC that we had, it was in 2018, I believe. I took that into, I wanted to make that. I wanted to do that design. I made the design and I drew it there. And then, wonderful friends kind of like 3D modeled the whole helmet and they designed it. And so I made the suit as well. I made pretty much everything. And I walked to PMC, and then it was a great hit. And then people were like, "Oh, can you make this into an actual series?" And I was like, "Sure." Like, and I was in YouTube for a while, but not 100%. So I was like back and forth. And then one of our videos went viral, and they gave us the opportunity to produce this. And so Jamingers was there. And then it's like all the core 5, and then making all this stuff. So then the rest is history. So yeah, so it's been doing good to even people at Saban at the time were looking at this and they're like, hey, that's a cool idea, and I'm just like, please don't steal it, this is my baby. So like, yeah, so but yeah, this was something like that we do created, and now it's on to many series like that. And so now we're doing all this stuff. We do a lot of this on YouTube. So hopefully, but as we said, making these videos take a lot of time and a lot of money. So we try to make as much as we can. So we're mostly active on, like I said, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and whatnot. So, but now that we're doing all these projects like hers and his, we're able to do more things. So yeah. So that's the gist of it. But yeah, be sure to check us out.
And we appreciate you coming, because
yeah,
I know
we
you
appreciate
mentioned
that. We like that. We definitely like hearing that, like, giving more info about our products, because there's definitely a lot of people that's like, I've seen it, but I never like that. And it's like, go check us out. Henshin Squad, Jamingers, Shattered Connections, all these stuff. So yeah, but okay.
Perfect.
Hey. So you're yes. Mm-hmm. Honestly, it's very mixed because my life has really changed because of this brand. And I honestly, regardless of the lows, I've had so much fun. I've had so many good experiences that some people like it. I have a problem showing my emotions sometimes. So like a lot. It's hard. But like when I see people come up to me and be like, "What ranger are you? Like, are you a part of this and that?" And that kind of gets me a little like giggly, because it's like they think I'm like a part of that. Or even actors come in, they're like, "Oh, are you guys the new season or this and that?" And it kind of just makes me so happy to hear that stuff and like, be a part of that group. And a lot of people might have not know, but I tried to audition, and I didn't even get to the part, or like, I got maybe one call back or anything like that. That was my dream since I was a little kid, to be a Power Ranger. So I was like, okay, well, I don't fit the criteria, or I'm getting old, or this and that, but hey, I want to make my own. So I decided to do this. And so, but it's great that I wouldn't say I'm the one of the main people that started it, but I'm glad that I'm a part of the movement, that a lot of people started making their own stuff, that they can create their own thing. And so like, I keep saying like, I'm just a normal guy. Sometimes I have no idea what I'm doing. And I like it that people are able to create things. And I see that like so many independent toku creators making it, whether it's in comic form and video form, or just posting it, making a costume out of it. I love that I'm a part of that. And that just makes me happy. So that's why I like, these are literally my babies, and I like seeing them walk around. So even people saying like, I'm gonna make my own custom Jamingers, is that okay? I'm like, yeah, no, I want to see that. We want to see people come up and see what they have planned. So it's a great experience. It's a great like feeling doing it. So.
Power Rangers is now casting up to 35 now, so there's still time.
I got a chance.
There's still a chance.
Yeah. Oh. Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, I like how you said Lightspeed Rescue. Yes. Yeah. Oh wow. We've been in talks of like, we just threw it around like, hey, if you happen to be at this location, or in Florida or Texas or New York, do you want to shoot? Do you want to do this? It depends. It's like, we would love to have past Rangers be a part of the series. I definitely have some favorites, like especially Lightspeed. I would love to work with Sean which on Carter Grayson, I would really like to put him in something and just it's like that, because that's my favorite Ranger overall, best Red Ranger ever. So, so yeah, but I would love to work with people. There has been some interest. We have gotten some, some messages and emails about it, like potentially collaboration. But it just depends on the situation and the planning and what we're gonna be doing. So we're not declining anything. We're not saying no, but definitely we want to keep it open. So it's like, yeah. So,
Yeah. We're always more than welcome, and especially with the Ranger actors, they're so abrasive and they're so always welcoming. They've collaborated with a few YouTubers as well, so they're open to it. We just want to make sure that we have the right story. We want to do the character justice before reaching out to them or before welcoming them, because you don't want to bring somebody on and the story's not even right, or it's not doing the character justice, and it's kind of like just a face in the scene, and it's not going to do it. So we want to make sure that we're ready to have a role for them, have something ready for them that's going to have the show feel. As you see the character on the screen, we want to make sure that it's the same exact character you see with us.
Or have a potential Ranger maybe be a part of Jamingers. I don't know. What do you think? Just having that.
Hey, I'm all about collaboration
Yeah.
and connection.
Yeah, we had this idea that it was like way long ago that we were like, maybe we can put Johnny Young Bosch in one of the scenes, because he has a band and everything. He's musically inclined, so we can put him there. That he's just a shop owner or anything like that. We were just like, oh, how much would that be? How would that opportunity could work? And just like that. I think that would be the funny thing, to just put them in cameos, not actually their Ranger cameos, but just random people that I think the fans would know. It's yeah, exactly.
I mean, hey, if JDF wants to play my dad in one of these multiverses, I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Yeah. Yeah. I would just like to be like I said, I've had a Lightspeed type of fan thing, fan project, where it's kind of the 10 years after, and Carter Grayson is now the lead of Lightspeed Rescue, and he's kind of recruiting new recruits to the next Lightspeed Rangers, and it kind of has with that. And I was I wanted to be one of the cadets. I wouldn't be the main Rangers. I would just be the bumbling doofus that kind of helps him, and he's just oh my god, there. So something like that. So yeah,
Awesome.
for sure. So we have a lot of projects. I mean, we're a bunch of we're just honestly a bunch of nerds that want to be there. So we just have all these ideas, and I've had theories of okay, they have a lot of things that they haven't even introduced on the show or in the comics, and let's try to put that into our series and make it work. And I know he has a lot of things, especially for Chronicles of the Master Morpher.
Yeah,
So.
and I take, you remember the Ninja Steel episode where it's pretty much like a copy and paste from Shattered Grid? It is, and they use Lord Draven instead of Lord Draken. So it's we don't want to do that mesh. We want to just bring those characters to life. I would love to see Lord Draken on the big screen. So it's that's why we're cranking out as much as we can. And a friend of ours, Eddie, who portrayed Final Draken, I mean, he did a fantastic job for it. And with Chronicles, I want to continue exploring the events which led up to Ninja Steel, how he got the Master Morpher, who made the Master Morpher. Soul of the Dragon left it for question. Was it Fairweather from Lightspeed, or was it Cranston, or was it both? How did Billy and Fairweather meet? Who else was involved? How do we bring back the Green Ranger powers? The candle blew out, so how did it get re-energized? The White Ranger powers were destroyed when the command center was destroyed, led to Zeo. Turbo, you passed the keys down to TJ. How'd you get it back? At the end of Dino Thunder, you used up the Dino Thunder energy defeating Mesagog. So all those are a change of events of stories that I want to incorporate for Chronicles of the Master Morpher.
Yeah,
It's a lot of fun exploring that stuff, because I love the Master Morpher, and I'm attached to the Tommy character since '93, which a lot of people are, and I just want to make sure that I do the character justice as well.
also another thing that I was even going to mention to him a while back, but do you guys remember the Dino Thunder DVDs that kind of had the once they were all done, they had a preview of SPD, and it was just Connor and Kira. They were inside the the what was it the Shake Shack? Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were in the shit, and then the morphing grid, the literal morphing grid stone came up, and I was like, we could do something. Like that thing is still
Yeah.
there. They never really said it just happens to be there. So it's like it's and it said like it stopped working, but it needed a juice like enough power to reamp those things. So that could be a question of like, okay, that's how the Dino Gems like started working again, or that's how part of the Zeo crystals kind of work, because now the comics are introducing a lot of the Zeo crystal stuff. And I had a theory too of like another series, which, you know, definitely once it's all planned out, it's like, you know, maybe in a timeline, you know, Miss Fairweather found the Zeo crystals, and because she is pure of heart and she's nothing, you know, like just all good, she was able to harness those Zeo crystals. She was able to get shards of it and develop into attach into the morphing grid. So there's always like a lot of things that I'm thinking like we're going back to Lightspeed, because I'm still saying best season ever, because they had to recruit people that actually were trained, not teenager attitude or anything like that. And there's so much technology to it that like it kind of manifested to other seasons of like everything else was mostly technology in the main line, besides like, you know, Mystic Force, where it was more magic. But like that's where it is, like where did all this technology came from that you're able to do, like you're able to change, like more from the Rangers like that. Yeah, good. Yeah, so stuff like that. But any other, you
Hold
know,
on.
Ranger?
Give me 1 second. Gentleman had a question
Yeah.
right there. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it's all good.
No.
We appreciate you even
No,
coming.
we blame you all.
appreciate
We're gonna
that.
just stare at you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was gonna mention this. Yeah, I forgot to mention. I was kind of going down the line and making mine the last one. So this is one of the members called the Killer Jams. So he is the Crimson. We were gonna call him Killer Crimson. So he is essentially has the same powers or the same energy as Jam and Red. So what we're doing is that we're going to do. I'm will be producing a small series called Jamminger's Clashes of Red, and so it's going to be the origin of Lewis and Zach, which are two friends that once friends, and now they're essentially rivals in just auditioning and acting and performing and such. And so Lewis here sadly didn't make it out. He's not audition to audition, never getting a call back, not getting a chance, like very small gigs if anything. But Zach, he is the popular one in his community. Everybody knows who he is. Everybody just like, he has fangirls, he has all these things, he performs and everything goes well. So it's like a an opposite thing, until one day they both audition for a gig, and they both get a call back. And so they're trying to, like, Lewis is trying to reconnect with him and say like, hey, let's not be enemies, let's be more like friends. And he doesn't see it like that, because he knows that, or he has his doubts of people in the industry, like people try to be friends with people just to get into the industry. So he sees it like that, and they kind of have a banter until magically a meteor comes down, and it's just red aura just all around the ground. And so they tap into it, like they try to look at it, and they pull it out, and they see this aura, and then two energy. Yeah, so like that.
Let him have
Well, no,
something
it's
to
like
look
the
forward
basis thing.
to.
It's just like that. So two basis things just come in, and they get the powers. So like there. Because I'm gonna say a much shorter version of that, like that. But like, yeah, they become the Jamingers. They become this Earth's Jamingers, and they start realizing, hey, they're superheroes now, and they're trying to figure out all these things, trying to how to live with these powers, live with these things, and evil comes in, stuff like that. But very good story. We kind of been planning it out for a good while. As you can see, I have a whole lot in my head. But yeah, sadly Edward had to leave because he had an early flight. But yes, he will be portraying Zach And yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. I think it's just gonna be a really good one that we want to just continue. We want to continue making Jaminger stuff, as you know, him and I. We've done scenes together. We've done so many stuff, and we're like, yeah, let's continue it and like continue on doing all those things. So yeah, I think it's just gonna be a really good time. And he loves the suit. I was telling him, showing him all this stuff. So if you guys saw it yesterday, he was wearing that. And yeah, so it's gonna be a lot of stuff. Definitely a lot of stuff. As I said, like I'm barely touching the surface of like what we have planned out. And so yeah, but like we keep saying, we're gonna keep drilling it to you guys' heads, is that all the support helps. Sharing it, taking pictures, ideas that you have and anybody else helps us so much. Like we really want to see that. So yeah. Um but yeah, so we definitely have that. So this is basically the opposite version of him. So that was a good way to kind of introduce these as that, because I didn't have time to do it. But yeah, that's essentially it. But what was your idea, by the way? So I just wanted to see. Yeah, yeah. Oh wow. Oh
That's
wow, that's
awesome.
awesome. No, it's cool. It's cool. I dig it. Okay, so I'm gonna take it. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
No, that's
Hold it up.
yeah, yeah. No, this is awesome.
Very nice job.
See, that's what I'm saying. I love seeing this stuff. I love when people send us stuff like this, and I'm like, this is really good ideas. And like, yeah, we've definitely have taken some, not taken, but like as use inspired like the ideas of like, hey, can we use this for our show, and then give credit to them. And yeah, so like this is awesome. That's what I'm saying. Like this, that's kind of like the reason why I love this community. At the same time, is like everybody has so many ideas that we can be talking and just like we can't figure out something until we see something like that, and then like, oh my god, you figured it out. So that's why I say like all these shows and series are definitely for you guys and for the community, because we just want to see it. We want to see you guys want to see stuff like that. We want to make stuff there. We have the opportunities to do things like that. So whether it's Ranger stuff, whether it's Jamingers, we love seeing that stuff. So definitely let us know if you guys have an idea, and if you guys definitely want to produce anything, definitely we'll want to work with you guys.
We're in an era now where technology is in our benefit. When you were kids, when you watch Power Rangers, when you watch favorite shows, you always had ideas of what I wanted to do, or what would you do if you were in that role, if you owned that brand. Or you would just play like fun scenarios running around your house, like Tommy. What if Tommy wasn't the Green Ranger? What if Jason was the White Ranger, and all that stuff like that? And now we're all at that age now where we can actually bring those ideas to life. So yes.
Yeah. You
The morphers.
the morphers, yeah. Yeah, the Gemini.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, welcome. Welcome to the Jam Fam.
so this is called the Geminizer. This is called that. It's based off of many things, like basically like a little speaker and pass. It's more of an. We got a lot of inspiration from RPM as well. It once was the first prototype was a wrist morpher, so that's where we kind of got the RPM type of thing. And we had a cassette, which is like there. Yep. So we had a cassette, which I did not bring. I forgot it. But you would put the cassette right in here, and then it would say its name, whether it's guitar or anything like that. And then we would just be like, push the button, and then like, let's jam. And then so that's how we kind of morph. So we went back and forth whether we wanted to be a wrist morpher or a hand morpher. And we wanted to just do hand morphers and kind of like that. So that way, maybe in some we had an early art that like we were holding it like an MP3 player. If people remember the MP3 players or anything like that, it was like no, it made me feel so old when my niece did not know what a cassette was, and I had to explain it to her. And I'm just like, okay, so yeah. But yeah, that was there. And then for gold and silver, I think I have a photo of it, but definitely they have a different morpher themselves, but they do use these as well. So yeah, just I don't know if I have it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have a
Yeah.
picture. But they're called rhythmizers.
Rhythmizers.
And they essentially have like 2 cogs, and it's like on their belt.
Let me see if I have it here somewhere.
I know it's in the chibi art.
Yeah. Yeah, so like so just think of like 2 versions of these together, and it's kind of like it's more like a common rider belt. It's going to be on their belt. Oh, there we go. So
Oh yeah.
so it looks like if I could pull it like that. So it looks like that. We do have it in an actual 3D print form and everything. It's just that I forgot it, so it's my fault. But yeah, so we have a lot of those, and that way we wanted to do that inspiration of like Super Sentai, Power Rangers, and then for them more of a Kamen Rider feel there that they can just put on the belt, boom, and it works out like that. So lots of ideas and lots of inspirations, even down to this helmet, as you guys can see that this is inspired by some of the old Showa like Super Sentais like there from like Mask Man. I think that's one of the big ones that people see as well. Even down to like Time Force was there, like a lot of references of that to make it look, to kind of have that feel of like, yeah, I can recognize that. So we get it a lot. Like we get, oh, it looks like Mask Man, it looks like this, even down to art that like people think we're the same Ranger. But yeah, so there's a lot of things that we're just, again, a bunch of fans that want to make our own stuff. So character morphs. Okay.
Do the Jamagers have their morphs?
Oh yeah. Okay, so I kind of have that. I don't know.
So we have 3 minutes left. So should we do our morphs and end it out?
Oh god.
All right.
Do I remember mine? Isn't it the sweep?
Just like, okay, well there. Okay. Yeah. You can do the same thing.
It's higher from if you go from stage.
Or if you want to. No, that's the pose. You're talking about the pose.
It would be higher.
We never talked about my horse.
Ivan, you not doing it from back here?
They don't need to be.
Yeah, just add
put a
special
green screen
effects.
right back
Just
here.
add a special effect. Boom, 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 boom,
Fully
boom.
suited.
He's gonna do a flip and everything, an actual flip, while he does all that stuff. So yeah. Yep. So yeah, so definitely we have a lot of cool stuff that we definitely want to. But yeah, any other questions you guys want to answer about Jamingers? Any future stuff that you guys have planned, or any ideas? Something? Maybe? Yes? No?
And again, we just want to say thank you for even taking the time to
thank you
to
so
come to
much.
this panel itself. We know there are other panels going on, and you guys just coming
We
over just to show
appreciate
your
you.
support. We appreciate it. Times 3,000, it means the world to us.
So we have gifts for you. You see those
Yeah.
coins that are down there? You guys get to take some.
Yeah,
You guys
take
can
it.
take some.
Take a few.
Feel free to help yourselves.
Take a few. Take one or two. Take one or two. Go ahead. Go ahead. Have fun. See, Cosmic Fury didn't do that. So yeah, we got a little bit of the
Yeah.
Mighty Morphin ones. We got a little bit of that. So
And you're all an extended part of the Jam fam, and we
Yeah.
couldn't do any of this without your help and support. So thank you all.
yes, thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, no, it's our pleasure. So we'll have more stuff too. So that's kind of one of the things too that we're gonna have like little perks. So once we kind of get our Patreon all settled up, we're gonna have those as like perks as well, like new coins. Like we actually have Lightspeed coins. We have Zeo coins, Turbo coins, Lost Galaxy coins, and so we're gonna take those things. So if you're a part of that, even if we're down to like the $1 group, we're definitely gonna take some custom ones that we want to do.
Let's go down the line of where they can follow us and everything.
Okay, so okay, so yeah, so we got cards for you too. So don't leave just yet. Oh, okay. So if definitely, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So where can they find you guys on your social?
All right. So where can we find all this stuff, Courtney? Where can we find all your stuff?
Like my personal or Henshin Squad?
Overall, your stuff.
So you can follow me at Courtney Menzel. That's the traditional spelling of Courtney, and it's Mentzel. I'm on Instagram and Facebook, and then Henshin Squad. Angel is
If you
giving.
scan the QR code, then you would lead you to all the Henshin Squad links and everything that it sells. Yeah, it's it's more based off the Slifer card. So like that. Also, you definitely want to keep those cards too, because every single card that we go to event are different. So even in another event that we had, it was a whole other different card. So because I hate when people throw business cards away and thinking, oh, it's nothing. I'm like, I personally make different cards every time. So that way they can be like, oh, you have an exclusive business card. And if you actually, now and for future stuff, if you actually show them that you've been there before, who knows, you might get a gift. So that's just something that I'm wanting to do because, like I said, I keep all my business cards. And I hate when I see people like just throw them away and thinking they're no value. So, yeah. So where can they find you, Patrick?
You guys can follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, on tweets and TikTokies at patricksky.co. It's the name right across. I have a new comic coming out at the end of the year called Rise of the Dragon. It will be inspired by the 2017 Power Ranger film. It will be a sequel to that. So a lot of great stuff. Feel free to follow my Insta. Yesterday we revealed the cover to issue number 1. Exactly. So where was Tommy during that detention scene, during the after credit? He left his jacket there. So he started there, but where did he end up? So now it'll be fully focused on Tommy Oliver in the PR-17 universe. It'll be limited 6 issues. Issue number 1 will release by the end of the year. So follow my socials, and then I'll let you guys know when pre-orders are available, more information. I'll be having the artist will show a couple of snippets here and there. We'll drop some teasers out. Very excited for that too.
Yeah. All right. So I think we're pretty we're wrapped up. So before you guys go, can everybody get just together? So I want to take a group photo. So. Ready, 10, 9, 8.
3 is too short.
4, 8. There we go.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We appreciate you. Appreciate you all.